Hey guys, today I am filming another makeup declutter video. I know that my chopping block finale was less than a month ago. I will link that up in the cards. But I am about to film my makeup inventory. I have not done my numbers yet, but I know it's not going to be great. So in a last ditch effort to bring down my collection, I did go through to see what I thought I could declutter. And I was able to come up with 41 products, including a few nail polishes and a couple like makeup skincare hybrid things. You'll see when we get to it. 41 products that are going to be leaving my collection, which I do feel really good about, and hopefully I will be able to see that when I do my makeup inventory numbers, but like, let me not get too carried away because I did bring in a lot in 2020. But anyway, I'm going to quickly give you my thoughts on these products and why they are leaving my collection. Some of these will be going to friends, some things will be in giveaways, and I might try to sell a couple products as well. I haven't sold makeup in years, but I'd like to see if I can make some money back on some of these things. So we will start with face products. You guys know that I really love trying face primers, and I still do, but my collection is really out of control, and as much as I use them up, I get them in just as quickly and my numbers aren't going down. And I didn't really use up very many in 2020 because I was focusing on some full-size primers, and I'm going to be doing the same thing again in 2021 because my oldest primer is a full size. So I decided to get rid of 4 primers. The first 2 are a little bit more glowy or hydrating. This is the Ofra Northern Lights primer. It is supposed to be a light reflecting primer that will diffuse pores with a satin finish. So it does have a satin finish. It does have glitter in it, and it didn't do anything for pores. It looked very weird on my skin. I just didn't like it. And then the Smashbox Vitamin Glow primer almost feels a little bit like a serum or a moisturizer product. It doesn't really do much as far as a primer goes. So for that reason, I don't really want to take the time to pan this because I do have other things that I'd rather use. Then I have 2 more mattifying primers. These were hard for me to let go because I do want to try these, but I have other things that I want to use more. And if these come back into my life at some point through Ulta free gifts or something else, and my primer collection is at a smaller place, then maybe I'll try them. But right now, I do feel like I can let these go and still have plenty of mattifying primers in my collection to use up and to try out. So I will be letting go of the Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer and the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. Next, I have one of the products that I regret purchasing in 2020. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Matte Instant Coverage Concealer. And I was so excited to see that they added something new to the Peach Perfect line because I love that line, the complexion products. The other stuff don't really care about, except I really like the Just Peachy Mattes palette, but the complexion products were so great for me. So I got the shade Buttercream, if I didn't say, which is a light, more yellow tone shade. And I bought this to use as a spot concealer as well as to use to fill in forehead wrinkles, because that is how I use my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, which also comes in a pot. And this does do a nice job of giving some good coverage. It does have more of that matte finish, but it doesn't look too drying. I liked it, but I prefer the MAC Studio Finish over this one, especially for the forehead wrinkles. This was good for blemishes, but for filling in my wrinkles, I like the MAC better. I have been using the MAC like every day for a year. There's a good dip in it, but I'm not going to use it up probably for another 1.5 years, using it very consistently. So I just knew I wasn't going to reach for this very often, and it was just going to sit there. And I also don't like the smell of this. It does have that really sugary peach scent. It doesn't really bother me in the other products, but I don't love it in this. So this is something that I regret buying. If I could have returned it, got my money back, I would have. But the time has passed, so I am going to give this to my friend Jean and hope that she really enjoys it. But yeah, it just wasn't necessary. That was definitely an impulse buy. Next, I'm going to be passing on this highlight duo from Pixi. This is their Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Delicate Dew. which has the more pink and bronze color in them. Both of these shades are too dark for me, unfortunately. This is a really great highlighter formula. I definitely do recommend it. Whenever I look at these, I think of LS, who's almost completely panned both of hers, which is amazing and takes a lot of dedication. It's a great formula, but just not a great color for me. Then I'm getting rid of a couple of face palettes, which is crazy and hard for me. The first one is this MAC Hyper Real Glow palette in the shade Get Lit, which has 3 duochrome shades in it. So this one flashes blue, pink, and this is like a yellowy gold. So I actually have several highlights similar to this. Becca's Vanilla Quartz is similar but better. And then for these two, I do have Ofra Space Baby and Cloud 9, which are similar and perform better. I have one of the other palettes from this line, the more pinky tone one. It's great. I really enjoy it. This one, I guess it's because they're duochromes, but it's very sheer. You do see the duochrome effect, but it just is light on the skin, and I feel like I really kind of have to dig my brush in there and I just get a dusting on my skin. So it just didn't perform as well as the other highlight palette that I've tried from them. Next, this one was a little tough for me, but not really at the same time. This is the Clinique Get Cheeky palette. I think this was their first Cheek Pop palette. It came out a couple holidays ago. So it has Pink Honey, Black Honey, and Nude. And I did not have any of these colors, so that's why I was excited to get this. I like the Clinique Cheek Pop formula, but it is really firmly pressed, so you do need to use a dense brush, and I kind of need to layer them up. These just looked okay for me, and honestly, I'm kind of just over this formula in general. I have a few others in my collection, and I really enjoy the colors of them, but I just don't love the products as a whole. So I barely got any use out of this. I had this sitting in my chopping block pile all 2020 and never missed it, never reached for it whatsoever. So I will be getting rid of that, unfortunately. And this last product is really hard for me to let go of. This is the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. My friend Jean gave this to me, and I remember how excited I was when she did, and I do feel bad about it because I know that these are very pricey. So in this palette, you have Hula Light, Hula, Dandelion, California, and Rockateur. And I have got Hula in another palette, a single, and I have a backup single. The Hula Light looks very weird on my skin tone. Dandelion and Rockateur barely showed up on me. I like California, but I don't love it. And I have very similar colors because you guys know how much I love coral blushes. So I've heard this before, is that the quality, but mostly the shade for some reason of the Benefit blushes is sometimes different in the palettes than it is in the individuals. And I feel like that's true for Rockateur especially, because I know that shows up on people that are a little bit darker than me. I'm fair. I would say that works well for people that are like light, medium. I could barely get it to show up on me, which was very odd. And I just don't need this. The only thing that I'm really gonna reach for is Hula, and I already have it several times over. So I will be passing this one on. I think this is an awesome product. I will be excited to give it to someone else, but it just makes me sad because I was so excited when Jean gave that to me. So that's all for face. Now for eyes, I'm gonna be decluttering a couple of shadow sticks from Nude Sticks. I have a mini and a full size, and these are the Magnetic Luminous Eye Colors. So this first one is Nudity, which is like a shimmery taupe. Then we have Copper Foil, which is a really shimmery copper color. For me, these are just okay. I think that the copper one performs well, but I, of course, had this Nudity, and then I've also had a more gold shade, and I just found that they were a little bit on the sheer side. The colors are pretty, they don't crease on me, but I don't like sheer bases. This one was good, but I do have very similar colors from other formulas I prefer. I actually have a very large shadow stick collection, and I would rather use similar shades from Laura Mercier over these, so I will be passing them on. Not bad, but they're just too sheer for me. Then I've got some eyeshadows that were in my chopping block last year that I ended up keeping in my finale just because I hadn't used them yet, and I decided to use them now to see what I think, and these three are going. So the first one is a MAC Extra Dimension eyeshadow in Ready to Party. It's a really pretty opal color. If I was someone that did that inner corner highlight, this would be so perfect and so beautiful, but I don't do that. I feel like it does not work with my eye shape. It looks funny, my eyes are runny, and I just feel like I don't have like enough of a inner corner. I don't know, it just looks funny on me. This would be a pretty lid shade as well, but I just don't wear these kind of colors on the lid. I really do like this formula from MAC. I think it performs well, but there are so many other amazing single shadow formulas that are cheaper than this, so I wouldn't buy any more of them. But yeah, I just also didn't use it all of 2020, and I don't reach for this kind of color, but it's such a good product. That's why it was really hard for me. Next is a Kat Von D eyeshadow in Lolita. It's a very pretty color, but it just doesn't perform that well. It's hard to get this to blend out nicely and not look so choppy, but the color is very pretty. But just, it wasn't terrible in performance, but it just wasn't great. And because this is a type of color I really like, I have similar shades in palettes. And the last one I actually didn't even use, but I was like, okay, you don't need it, because I also didn't use this all of 2020. This is a Clinique eyeshadow in Raspberry Beret. It's also a matte shade. This is actually very pigmented and performs well. I have not been that impressed with Clinique makeup as a whole, but there have been a few products I've tried that I've really enjoyed, and I actually think their single shadows are really good. I've only tried two, but both of them were great. I just don't need this. And for my single shadows in compacts, I'm trying to bring those numbers down a little bit, because except for like the Tarte Chrome paints, I don't reach for the others a whole ton. So I'm just trying to get it down to the ones that are really special and that I really love. Next, I've got a couple of single eyeshadow pans. So this first one is NYX Coquette. You can tell I have a ton of pan on this. This is one of the oldest eyeshadows in my collection, and you're finally able to really see that in its performance. It just is not the most pigmented anymore and feels like it's drying out. So I am going to be throwing this away. I definitely feel like I got my money's worth out of that. And then I have these 4 singles that I'm decluttering. Then I have these 4 single pan shadows that I'm decluttering. These are from Sydney Grace, Success, Storm Clouds, and Jolly. And this is Anastasia Chocolate Crumble. So for the Anastasia shade, it almost just feels like it is sealed over. It's very hard to even get the product to show up in a swatch, much less on the eye. And then for these Sydney Grace shades, I think they actually perform really well. They're very pretty shades, but they're not my type of colors. I got those in a mystery bundle. And you guys actually really love the looks that I created with these. And you were like, oh no, I wanted you to keep them. And I enjoyed that look as well, but I think it looked better on camera than it did in person. And I just know that I won't reach for these. I use them because I was specifically making myself use them. So while they are still very fresh, very new, I would like to pass those on to a friend. The formula is really, really good though. And then this is going to be challenging for me. One of them I'm actually like on the fence about letting go of. I will get to it. So these are 2 of the Dose of Colors 5 pans. So long story short, I purchased 3 of them before I even tried the formula of one of them. Once I tried them, I was like, wow, these are not my favorite. But I had the opportunity to get 2 of them sent to me by friends, which was really nice. And I started to get that collector mindset with them because they were free to me. But I don't love the formula, which is so insane. And I've held on to these for forever because I just felt guilty about it. Felt like I wasted my money. So this first one was sent to me by my friend Jean. It is the name Pretty Cool, which has like more gray tone browns. And I just don't think I'll reach for these colors very often. I am a warm tone person in general, but when it comes to more cool tone shades, I definitely prefer things that are a little bit more taupey, more purple or mauve. And these are just like gray tone browns, which I don't think I'll ever use. And then we've got the Marvelous Mauves, which is one of the first ones that I bought. And I really only use these two shades here. I use this one sometimes, but I use these two shades here. I think they're very pretty, but I have similar shades that I don't necessarily need this, but I did use the two of those in a look in a video recently. And when I was watching the video, I was like, oh wow, what shadow am I wearing? I love the lid shape, but I love the crease colors as well. So I'm getting rid of 41 things in this declutter, but this I'm gonna tentatively hold on to and try a little bit more, because I might only be getting rid of 40 things and I might end up keeping this. I don't want to though, because these are so powdery. I feel like they apply and blend inconsistently on the eye, but I love the way it turned out in that final look. So I'm gonna play around with this one a little bit more. So we just went from 41 to 40, but I will get rid of Pretty Cool because the shades just aren't very me. Then two final eye products. The first is this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in Alkaline. It's a gorgeous burgundy pencil liner, but I've told you guys a million times, the Urban Decay liners run really badly on me because I have very oily under eyes and very watery eyes. And I do have some similar shades from ColourPop, so I will let this go. This was hard for me because I did purchase this myself, only had like a 20% off coupon. So I know it was expensive, but it's okay. And then I'm gonna be getting rid of this mini Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. I have not tried this yet, and part of me really wants to, but I've seen the wand and it's ginormous and I don't think I'm going to like it. So I just want to get rid of that brand new. So next I've got some lip products. So I actually have a lot of balms, and while I was able to use up a few of them at the end of 2020, I realized that I especially have like a lot of like squeeze tube or potted lip balms that are going to take me longer to get through. So I want to pass on some of them while they're still brand new. The first is this Tarte Jelly Glaze Anytime Lip Mask. I was really excited to try this until I realized it was in a strawberry jelly scent. I do not like lip products that are really anything but mint for the most part, and I don't like strawberry, so that is gonna go brand new. But while I'm saying that, the only strawberry smelling lip product I actually enjoy would be the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in the berry scent. I don't like the other scents very much, but the berry I actually think is really good. It's not as artificial, it's not as strong, it's a little more light, and both of these are brand new, unused. I'm gonna put these in giveaways because I just have a bunch of potted lip balms to work through, and I know that this is one of the options for a Sephora birthday gift this year, so I might pick that up. I'm not sure, but I have a lot of things to get through. All of my potted lip balms are the ones I've had the longest, so this is something that I've already tried, I know I like, but the other ones I haven't used before, so I would rather use those over this, especially because I know these are valued at like $2.50. So gonna get rid of those brand new. Then I got rid of a bunch of chopping block lip products that, again, I just hadn't tested very much before my finale, so I had put them in my keep pile, but now I'm getting rid of them, which is great. Basically for all of these, I think they have good formulas and the colors are pretty, but I just didn't need them. So I'm not gonna go give you details for everything because they're all the same. So this is a Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in Sake, a pretty mauve color. I'm just not as amazed with this formula as everybody else is. This is a Fenty Mademoiselle lipstick in Thick, a decently comfortable matte formula, but I just don't reach for it. This is a Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in Fig. Beautiful color, but I just get nervous that it's gonna get on my teeth. Then I have this full-size MAC lipstick in Cyber. You guys really liked this on me, and it was fun wearing it in that video, but I'm never going to reach for it again otherwise. I'm just not. I got that as a freebie, don't worry, I did not buy that. And then I've got this Nude Sticks Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in Raven. I just didn't think it looked very beautiful, and it's just kind of hard to pull off that dark of a color, even though this is a formula that I do like for the most part. Then I also just decided to get rid of this Too Faced Melted Matte in Sellout. I have similar shades in other formulas I prefer. Specifically, I have Ophir Sandy Belle, which is very similar. And for some reason, when I get these little freebie sizes of the Too Faced, I feel like the formula seems a little bit different and can dry out a little bit quicker. Next, I'm getting rid of all 4 of the products I received in PR from the Pixie Vitamin C line, and I did talk more in detail about them in my monthly makeup basket review video, which I will link in the cards. But basically, none of these did a thing for me. With the names in the description, you're kind of like, what is this supposed to do again? They just did nothing. I wouldn't recommend them to any of you. So that would include the priming oil, under eye brightener, the brightening perfector, and the pout perfector. Just no. Then I'm getting rid of 5 nail polishes that I tested that actually were all chopping block polishes for last year. So the first 3 would be from KL Polish, which is a brand I love. These were sent to me by my friend Amanda, and I just wanted to try all of Kathleen's polishes, but I just did not like these shades on me. The formulas were fine. The colors just looked a little funny on my nails. So this more opal color is Marshmallow Sunset. This very shimmery sheer white is Winter is Coming. This is a topper. And then you have Sophie, which is a white with like a drop of black mixed in to make it a little bit more on the gray side in comparison. But like I said, I just didn't feel those were very pretty looking on my nails. Then I have this Glisten and Glow polish in Do What You Love. A really beautiful purple polish, but I just didn't love the way it looked on me. And the last one is what I'm wearing on my nails now. This is a classic. This is OPI You Don't Know Jacques. My sister had given this to me when she was decluttering her collection a little while ago. I wore it for the first time. You guys know I don't do dark too often, but this just looks kind of blah on me. I just don't love it. It was a good formula. It did take 3 coats to be completely opaque, but I really like OPI polishes. I don't know. I don't find it to be very flattering on me. So those are 41, possibly just 40 products that I am letting go from my collection because I don't need them, but also the motivation for this declutter was to get down my makeup inventory numbers at least by a little bit. So I'm gonna do the calculations like today or tomorrow, and girl, please let me have some categories where the numbers have gone down, like just a few would be great. So anyway, guys, I would love to know what things you've decluttered from your collection recently, and I would love to hear your thoughts on these products in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.